Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. I was trying to set up the lighting. Let's see if this is better.
Okay.
Like that. I also have this little light on the on the on the ceiling.
Yes.
Let's see. Maybe I could move it lower.
That's cool. I would much rather see your hands,
Right, right.
and the piano if we have to sacrifice something.
Mhm.
Ron, how you doing, man? I'm saying hello to people that are watching. Um, Isaac, how are you? I got my mother on here too. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say it because I like to say it. Anastassiya Petrova and I do not know each other that well. Today was our first meeting, and makes this very much fun for me. This is like a fresh collaboration, you know. Hope my lighting's not too distracting. My wife said I look sickly, but I said, well, if I look terrible, that makes everybody else look even better, you know. But so Anna, where are you coming from right now?
I'm Boston in Cambridge. Cambridge.
That's right. So you are you're at the Berkelee College of Music, correct?
Yes, I teach there right now. I graduated recently, did my graduate studies as well. Love that place.
Yes, yes, but very beautiful. All right, this looks great to me. I can see both keyboards.
I see like those, half of those.
Yeah.
Let's see, maybe I can move it a little further.
Yeah, if I can see, yeah, even a little more down. Oh, yeah, that's good. I'm very big on drawing and trying to paint hands lately. And that's just because I like that's part of the magic. It sort of like comes out of your fingertips, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I can relate to that. I mean, I'm holding a brush. Nothing really happens unless you're holding the thing and making the magic happen.
So I have a question too. How did you get into drawing jazz musicians in particular?
How did I get to start this? I mean, well, honestly, it was about 10 years ago. 10 years ago, sort of coming up this next year, that a friend of mine asked me to come live paint at one of their sessions, and this was in Chicago at Multiculti, and I'd never really done it before. But I have a friend, Jeff Schlanger, who's been doing it since the 1960s in New York. So Vision Festivals, he's the guy that's always there in New York City doing that. And that was his discipline. That was his means of understanding the universe. And it always amazed me. He's a fantastic sculptor. So I asked, he's a good friend of mine. I said, Jeff, someone's asked me to do some live painting here in Chicago. How would you feel about that? Because I'm sort of like, you know, it's your stomping ground. And he said, Lou, I haven't been in Chicago in like 40 years. Go ahead. I was like, hey, thank you. And so when I did it, the musicians really responded very well. The one drummer said, you paint like I play. And I said, wow. And then it started to feel like church to me. It started to feel like I was going to temple. I started to feel it like in my spine, and I said, this is for me. And it just built up like that. And it's so much about relationships with human beings, and it's through the arts. I mean, what else can be better, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I get to meet fantastic people, and I get to travel a little bit too. Got to go to Poland with the Jazz Institute of Chicago and stuff like that. And this is going to be exciting for you. Recently, I saw a video, and this is like after you had said yes, you know, and I based on, just saw what you were doing, and I based it on the art. So your sound talked to me, and I said, it can't hurt. She could say no, she could ignore me, but Anna might say yes. And then after that, I'm following up, and I'm seeing you. Recently, you were in at a concert with Terry Lynn Carrington at a climate concert of some sort. Could you tell me about that a little bit?
Yes, yes. So we actually recorded a set of music that was presented live in Boston in one of the radio stations, but also it was presented at Glasgow Climate Change Conference,
Mm.
at the conference that brings solution to life, basically. And it was incredible to share stage with a lot of mentors. And I see Marco Vignataro just joined us, so that's the band leader of the project. Hello,
Thank-
Marco. And we're going live for both pages, right? As I understand.
As I understand, yes, yes. I could be wrong. I usually are. I'm always wrong at other things, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, that we're both. I don't know Marco, so that means Marco saw that you are.
Yeah, that's a cool project because everyone wrote music specifically for this event, and everyone spent so much time just contemplating on the issue and really showcasing that music can be more of a tool for raising awareness than just entertainment. So
Yeah.
that was a project to be a part of.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. It makes me think a little bit too of the work that Herbie Hancock has been doing with International Jazz Day and just people dialoguing, and the excuse is art. You know, it's a way to get people to start the dialogue and get out of their houses and spend money on good things. So thank you for doing that.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, thank you to Marco for organizing all this, and Talbert Foundation and everyone else. Yeah, I also saw you said a couple of things about jazz that really resonated with me, and I was like, Luis is the right person to do this together, because whenever journalists ask me about jazz, I always tell them jazz became a part of my daily lifestyle, and that's exactly what you said in one of your interviews too. So that's so interesting. We have commonality.
Yeah, yes, and even more so. And this is me speaking as a non-musician. I mean, I can carry a tune around, but I don't read music and I don't play. But when I started doing this, it was my introduction to improvisation. And I know you're big on that. Even watched. I was in an interview with you, and I believe it was a Russian language video. But every once in a while, I was hearing the words that I understood, and the improvisation was one of them. And I said, okay, you know, for me, it's my means of figuring out problems, you know, and just and in a fun way. And it's kind of like something that's hard turns into something that is possible, because I'm getting to visually, like tonight, I will visually improvise with you, and we're doing it through satellites and the Ethernet and the magic of that. But this is also about like me and you communing with art, which is very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exciting, you know. That's really enriched my life. It's helped me in my family life. Honestly, it's helped me in so many other business too, just to figure things out. So how has being an improviser changed you?
It also helped me just solve any situations. Even when I cook, I love cooking. And my mom, for example, she was also an improviser, and she opens the fridge, she takes everything she got, she mixes all that together, and that's and it's always a surprise, and a good surprise.
Yes, and you're using up what you have in the kitchen. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of like working with nature, you know. And if you're a spiritual person, it's working with the universe. You know, you're collaborating with the universe. What's more exciting than that? I was born in North Carolina, grew up in Pennsylvania. Tell me where you were born and where you grew up.
I grew up in Almaty. It's a hometown. My hometown is in Kazakhstan. So I grew up in the Russian family, but in Kazakhstan.
Okay.
And it reminded me of something. I did a collaboration with an art teacher at MIT, and his idea was to teach business groups on a better collaboration and adaptation to new environments by the means of observing a jazz group play. So I was in that jazz group, and they were analyzing our chemistry to integrate it in their businesses, because that was a CEO training group.
Yes, that makes complete sense. It's a fun way of looking at the world, and this makes me think. When I was watching one of your videos, and I don't know the name of the gentleman that you're playing with, it was a guitar player, but it was a session where the three of you were playing, and it was, you know, it was the time for the guitar player to have his solo. And the other two guys were very serious doing your stuff. And there was a smile came over your face just because you were listening to him and you were playing, you're in the moment. And I just thought, this woman really has a good time. She like really likes what she does, you know? I know that's what we're supposed to do, but not everybody does, you know? Or to do something very serious is what you're doing, but also to really enjoy yourself. That's fantastic. And it really is a nonverbal communication that happens in a band, right? Where you're all listening to each other. And one of the reasons I wanted to do this live painting, Anna, is because I saw that there was a magic happening on stage, but there was also like these guys were telling, and these guys and girls were telling jokes to each other musically sometimes. Like somebody would be playing and somebody would just do something and be like, oh yeah? Okay. If you're going to do that, then I'm going to do this. And then the other person in the band, you know, she'd be like, okay, this is what we're doing now, you know? And I was like, well, how close can I get to that, you know? And by doing the live painting thing or setting up these jazz occurrences, it was fine for me to be 3 feet away from that dialogue, you know? Again, that's kind of like being in the inner circle of some sort, you know, which is very cool. I don't know. Sometimes musicians end up like they're into a certain person or to a certain style of music, and then they sort of move on from that. Are you into something right now that we should know about?
I'm into organ music for the past couple of years, which is kind of a different direction, but I'm trying to combine the two now. And I started listening to a lot of saxophone players recently, which I've never into. And that's an interesting discovery. But it's still it's in the realm of jazz. But I do listen to other styles too, and I teach other styles. So it's great not to be locked in one style, just expand your horizons.
Oh yes. I mean, I in a lot of ways I work just as much in the contemporary classical genre as I do these straight up jazz. And when I say jazz, it's kind of like, you know, there's some folks that play the African American music that they don't even like the word jazz, you know, because it's sort of a white man's concoction, and it's sort of like it's on that label. But so a lot of times, you know, experimental, avant-garde. I wish it could just be sort of like a non-genre stuff, because so often the music just goes somewhere else, and how can you put a tag on that, you know? But we got to use certain terms, you know, like, what do you do? I'm a jazz musician, so they know what that is. So Anna, we are here. This is, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. I'm just excited because we get to do this. This is Thursday Night Live Music, and this is Anastassiya Petrova, and we're going to do a little thing here tonight. Anna, please feel free to play anything you want. Stop, talk to the audience, whatever you would normally do. I'm going to bring up Harry Connick Jr. just because I saw you in a picture with him. I don't know what that has to do with, but maybe we can get back to that later on, because that's a cool little thing. But I'm kind of ready whenever you are.
Absolutely. And also I had one question from one of my friends. He was curious if I would be reacting on what you are doing in the moment. And I said, well, we're both improvising, so we don't really have a set plan, but possibly.
Yes, very possibly. And I've had that before. There's a drummer, Avriel Ra, that I've worked with before, and most often it's like I'm on the side, and the musicians don't see it until the end. It's kind of like the big reveal. Mm-hmm. And I'd really like to do this where I can see you playing during the performance, you know, so I could react in real time. And one of the good things about this Thursday Night Live Music, it actually can happen. If you're looking up, you'll see kind of what's going to be happening over here. So that's completely up to you. And you let me know if that influences what you're doing.
Absolutely.
All right, my tools.
On.
Beautiful.
That was inspired by Thelonious Monk, Arono, and particularly a version of one of my mentors, Chris Davis and Billy Drummond on drums. And they're doing it so free, you can't even guess if this is Arono until last couple of minutes of the song. They're just really exploring the freedom. And they're also doing it in a duet, which is a very atypical duet, kind of like us right now.
Mm-hmm.
Drums and piano, and they're interacting, and it's such an unusual setup. Like, it takes places, but they're so together.
Yes, yes. And Anna, I like how you changed what you were doing, you know, as sort of like, you know, first try, second try, and the third try, you're like, okay, I'm going to do this. You know, it's like, I'm like, okay, I might only have like 2 minutes here. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
I love the energy. I love it.
Great. Great. So that was one of my regionals, and it's going to be on my debut album that is coming up in a couple of months.
Ooh, I would love to talk more about that, but that was one of my questions about. Yeah, okay. Let's tell me when can we get this?
I would say in a month. Most likely in 2 months. I haven't had a chance to set up the release date yet, but it's cooking. It's in process.
Congratulations, Anna. That's so good news. That's really good news.
Great.
I'm excited. Me too.
I'm excited as well. And I think the next one is going to be one of my favorite ballads. It's The Nearness of You. And it's something I've been playing throughout COVID all the days long, just because the nearness of you is something that we have been really missing out this whole time. And now we're finally reconnecting. It's unbelievable. There's so much catching up to do. Like I try meeting with a friend every single day, and it's so worth it. Rewarding. Now, of you, and see what's next. I don't have a set list. I'm completely coming up with some stuff on the spot, so let's see.
Okay.
Some contrasts in. Let's see. Here's one. Armando's Rumba, because Chick is one of my favorite piano players, one of the most inspiring composers, and this is a tribute to him. A little tribute. Armando's Rumba.
Beautiful.
Wow. And we have time for one more, right?
Yes, we've got 4 minutes.
Great, great. So then I can do something on my other instrument here. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna try something that I never tried before. Let's see. I'm gonna record live, and I'm gonna add some stuff later on. Let's see.
Okay.
Now let's see. Let's see if it's gonna work.
Oh, Anna, that was so fantastic.
That's what I do when I get bored. I'm like, I need to do it. I need to do it. I need someone to play with. So I become two people.
Yeah, I've seen you do that in a few of your videos where you're playing. I think Jingle Bells is what I'm thinking about. Last time you.
But I'm not live, and that's one of my goals actually. I'm thinking of getting a loop station so I can actually loop some stuff live and like other performers do too.
Yes, yes, wonderful. And thank you so much for spending some time here.
Much for having me. Wow.
I wish we could do some more. But just being courteous to the time restraints that we put on ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Thursday Night Life Music. This has been Anastassiya Petrova, who has joined us here for the hour. Please, I'm looking forward to her debut album coming out very soon. We're going to hear more about that. Anna, maybe we could, maybe we'll do something new when that happens, just to get people excited and stuff like that. If you have time. And thank you for joining us tonight. And you know what? Hopefully, in the years to come, if you're not too famous, it would be fantastic to hang out.
Absolutely. I would love that.
Thank you so much, Anna. I'll talk to you.
Having me. This was so special. I've never done anything like this before, and I would love to do more. Thank you, Luz.
Let's do it. Thank you. Bye-bye.